Our political experts are now back with us, and I want to change gears here. Just moments ago, Donald Trump made a remarkable policy announcement on in vitro fertilization, or IVF. Take a listen to this.
I'm announcing today in a major statement that under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women, IVF treatment. Because we want more babies, to put it very nicely.
Alyssa, there has been a lot of debate within the Republican Party over IVF. What's your sense of why he's announcing this now?
Well, listen, Trump obviously realizes that the vast majority of Americans support IVF. Some of us are here because of IVF, but this is such an absurd policy proclamation. So now Republicans are going to argue for government mandates on insurance companies, or the federal government is going to pay for IVF, which the first round can cost between $10,000 and $20,000. This goes back to this, this whole argument. They've been attacking the Harris campaign about not being transparent, not answering enough questions. Donald Trump is going to have to explain how on earth he plans to pay for this. It feels like, as a lifelong conservative Republican, this is a Bernie Sanders-like policy, as though the money's going to fall out of the sky and we're going to be able to give everyone free things to get their votes. I don't know a traditional Republican that would think that this is sound conservative policy.
Matt, when it comes to mandating insurance companies, this is largely something that blue states do. What's your take?
Well, look, anyone who understands the insurance industry right now knows there's a lot of mandates out there. I'll put the philosophy of it all aside and talk about the politics of it. The politics of it are smart. I mean, look, Donald Trump was taking some incoming when you had certain states that were trying to take action on IVF. He and his campaign made a smart decision to go out there very quickly. If you remember, it was probably either the same day or within a day, saying he supported IVF. And now this takes it a step further. And I will say also this: Donald Trump is not one who often likes to play defense on any issue, and so clearly has seen that the Democratic Party and the Harris campaign has been trying to weaponize this issue across the board and wants to go back on offense. And that's probably among the reasons you see him talking about the way he is today. And I imagine it's actually going to be pretty smart politics at the end of the day as well.
And that he may be losing support over this issue. Jasmine, do you think that this fits into a pattern of Trump changing his tune specifically on reproductive rights? Because it really is an issue, as Matt was just saying, that has been so central to this campaign, central to what Kamala Harris has been talking about on the trail.
Yeah, Alex. Well, first, I'd like to say I would love to see the Trump campaign's internals before this new proclamation, particularly when it goes to women or suburban women. But yeah, I mean, I think that the former president has really gone back and forth. First, before the primary, we saw him really trying to position himself more to the center on abortion, understanding just the impact that it had in the 2022 midterms. But then I think choosing J.D. Vance as his VP was a doubling down on the need to not necessarily have to expand the tent in the Republican Party when it came to abortion, really trying to double down on the Republican base that so far supports the former president. And now you see, as the vice president is at the top of the ticket, as she's moving on abortion and really putting that on the offensive, he's now coming around on IVF and all these other issues. So I think that there is a bit of back and forth that, again, as Alyssa said, that the former president is really going to have to answer for.
And we just heard the former president weighing in on the abortion amendment in Florida. We should note that's a state where, of course, he is a resident. He suggested that he wouldn't vote for it. Let's listen to what he said.
This has to be more time, and I've told them that I want more weeks.
So you'll vote in favor of the amendment?
I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. Look, just so you understand, everybody wanted Roe v. Wade terminated for years, 52 years. I got it done. They wanted it to go back to the states. Exceptions are very important for me, for Ronald Reagan, for others that have navigated this very, very interesting and difficult path.
So we should note that Trump has previously called the Florida 6-week abortion ban a terrible mistake when he was running against Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, in the GOP primary. And he's not stating clearly in that clip about how he would vote for the Florida ballot measure that is on the ballot this fall, which would make abortion legal in that state for up to 24 weeks. Amisha, what are your thoughts on what you just heard?
That Donald Trump is trying to play very cautiously with words here. This is somebody who recognizes that the abortion debate is a lightning rod. It is one that has galvanized women regardless of their partisan stripe. And with a abortion initiative on the ballot in November, all that is going to do in Florida and several other states where we've seen it happen is going to bring out a higher demographic of women who are going to also vote in the down ballot races as well. I think that what he's trying to do is basically lie to women to try to gather support, because he recognizes that women roundly are not fans of anti-abortion policy. They don't want to see these limits. And I think that he recognizes that it brings out various demographics of women. It also has been something that has been a sticking point for the Republican Party. What he also does in turn is turn off what I believe is a larger portion of those extreme conservatives who supported him initially because he did appoint Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. So he's trying to, burn the candle at both ends here, so to speak, because he recognizes that it does not help Republicans to continue pressing the abortion rights issue because it is a losing one for them. But on that same token, he knows that if people are dumb enough to believe him this time, he's going to get into office and do the exact same thing he did before.
Yeah, some really remarkable comments on what has been and certainly will be a lightning rod issue in this election. Thanks you all for joining me and for your thoughts.